Vibranium spear. The Wakandans wanted to send a message.
Agent Ross.
A very subtle one.
How did none of this get captured on security?
Jarvis was wiped clean, conveniently.
Yeah.
What are you implying, Pepper?
Oh, I don't know. 3 murders in 2 days and 1 man at the center?
You are talking to a highly decorated naval officer. It's cool, General. Cut the lady some slack. Her and Tony were tight. What's the next move? They want a war, so that's what we'll give them. Put the Liberator drones into production. Military is hereby seizing control of all Stark Industries assets.
You must
No.
be joking.
No one has ever
Ouch.
accused me of being funny, Miss Potts.
Yeah, he's trying to start war with.
Lieutenant. You just...
Dang. Let me get this straight.
This is it?
Was T'Challa murdered?
Yeah.
Damn, I missed that. Oh wow, I wonder if that's gonna give us a tease of what we're gonna see in the next Black Panther.
No, because in the news thing it said death of Wakandan prince.
Wow.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
I found it, Dad.
Savages.
It's like you said, Wakandans are full of surprises.
Honestly, you can just never trust Killmonger, no matter
Well,
what.
he was always meant to be a bargaining chip
Well,
for
yeah.
his way in there.
I come with the gift. Just believe that.
We are at war, and he is still an American soldier. What does he know of our people?
These are my people
Hey.
too, cousin. I brought you the man who stole your vibranium and murdered your people as proof of my loyalty to Wakanda.
You have the eyes of your father.
He used to tell me stories about you, about watching the sunset from the top of Mount Bashanga with his brother. I spent my whole life searching for my home.
Rest easy, nephew. You are home.
But there's no time to rest, Uncle. War is here.
I don't feel like he's gonna be the one to kill T'Chaka.
Please. They're built by Americans. We'll be home in time for lunch.
It will not be that easy. The drones operate via a hive matrix.
Disconnect them from the Jarvis AI. After that, we'll destroy them. The Americans won't have any vibranium left to rebuild.
Why should we trust you with our people's lives?
I hesitate. These people murdered your son. Even if there's only a chance I'm legit, isn't it worth the risk?
See, General. But I gotta say, I love the more. Oh man, not the for T'Challa, man. Don't do me like that. Honestly, it's gonna be so hard watching the next Black Panther. But I'm happy to see more more Wakanda content though.
Yeah, but it's just still gonna be sad.
I know. I'm just saying I'm happy to see more Wakanda content now.
Yeah.
Like here.
Jeez.
Holy wow.
Family. Open the shields.
Open the shields.
Wakanda. So the rumors are true.
Oh boy.
This isn't gonna turn out well.
Oh.
Okay, so it did actually do it.
Drones have all gone dark.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, the point. Oh, going through all of that? I want to know what its actual goal is.
You are right.
Thank you, nephew. You've made your uncle and father proud.
I only wish to serve Wakanda.
I'd much rather you join me in celebration.
I want a little bit more than that.
That is
Yeah.
impossible. The drone should be disconnected. Why would he do that?
This guy.
Bro.
Didn't trust anyone.
Oh dear lord.
This guy.
I knew there had to be some ulterior thing. It's like, oh, I just want a home. Like, no, you don't. You want power.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh,
I love her look in this battle armor though.
right?
Wakanda forever.
Get outta here.
Get out of here. What are your actual goal?
Bro, I told you he wants power.
No, he wants power, but I'm trying to see exactly how he plans on achieving that.
I told you
He wants to make himself the hero. Shit.
Dang.
Ramming through him. I mean, all of this technically is for family. Come on. Come on, Okoye. Come on now.
Go be the hero.
Yeah, he wants to be the next prince. Or king, actually. King.
I'm telling you, I'm just waiting for him to kill King T'Chaka.
Or T'Chaka might be... Oh, come on now. Don't do me that. Oh, that just gave me a little tear. I ain't gonna lie. Oh my God. Damn. T'Chaka might be willing enough to just give it to him.
I don't know, man.
Under your majesty, let me be of service.
With this
Get that smirk out of here.
come the next Black Panther.
Yeah, he just want to become the. It's all a trick, bro. Trust me, he has issues with Wakanda because he.
My cousin.
Yeah, I did what I had to do.
For a throne?
For my father, and for all my brothers and sisters who suffered through oppression while you just sat back and watched.
You believe the cure for human suffering is more suffering because you stole it. Power and can be a very volatile force, cousin. On your plane or on ours.
Are circling the I want all Jericho
All the T'Challa stuff, I can't.
All due respect, sir, isn't that a lot?
You see, he doesn't like America, but he doesn't like Wakanda. Where do you want to go?
What?
Oh,
Get in here.
I'm here to help Miss Potts.
she knows.
Yeah, she don't trust him.
I knew it. He killed Tony.
Are never really gone.
Man, you don't end it like that.
As do the ones they inspire to carry on the fight.
Chadwick, rest his soul, if he was still around, you know, like, those things won't have as much of an impact,
No, I know.
you know, but because we know that he's gone, like you said, no one's ever really gone, right?
Yeah.
But because we know he's not here on Earth anymore, it's like, it hits differently. So anything he says or anything that is said from T'Challa is hurtful.
Yeah.
Like it sucks because, you know, it's just touching because, like, it's, I don't know, bro, like it's gonna be crazy because like, I don't know if certain people knew, like he told certain people, because it all depends on when they recorded this. Was most likely, you know, a little bit before he passed away.
Yeah.
So and which is crazy. That was over what, 2 years ago now.
I think that was it last year.
It was 2019, I believe.
It was
He passed away.
2019.
Yes, I could be wrong. Let me verify. I do believe it was 2019.
I thought it was 2020.
No, August 2020.
Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like I felt like it was 2019.
No, because I knew it was during COVID.
It was during COVID.
Yeah, I think you
Well,
were.
obviously it was during COVID. But man,
I think you thought that because you were with.
because
your
that was my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I thought it was holiday season. Okay.
Yeah, no.
My apologies, guys. August 2020. Man,
No,
it's been a year.
Because I'm saying, like, I just saw stuff like last month being like, yeah, it was like a year ago.
Okay. My apologies, guys.
Yeah.
I said the wrong thing, but anyway,
You
yeah.
know, that the Fort T'Challa scene.
Yeah.
That almost got me.
Almost, it got me.
Yeah, I started.
It got
I had
me.
to like suck it up real
Nah, it
quick.
got me straight up. Like,
Yeah.
okay, the only gripe I have with this episode is that it ended at like the worst possible spot. Like, I wanted some conclusion to that. Like, I wanted a conclusion to that one. I wanted a conclusion to the zombie one. I wanted a conclusion.
Excuse me. It's what if, so you can kind of make your own conclusions.
Yeah, no, but I want to see what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I know.
Because the Doctor Strange one, we had a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of these ones you didn't really have a conclusion because the first episode with Peggy, she ended up, you know,
in the future, yeah.
In the future, so that didn't have a conclusion. The Doctor Strange one is the only one I think that really had a conclusion. He was, it was just him by himself in a bubble in space.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the kind of thing. It's what makes you think, like, oh, if this could happen, like, what else could happen? Kind of form your own story. It's like you choose your own adventure book. So. No. Nobody should just ever trust Killmonger. That's just the moral of the story here.
You can always trust Killmonger?
No, you can't. Never. Like, just when you think he's gonna be a good guy. His name is Killmonger. Why do we trust someone named Killmonger?
That's true.
Like...
Deep cover operations at the 10 Rings, huh? I had hope.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to, just because of it is so new that, like,
I still had hope.
Yeah, I don't know. When did they announce What If to be a show?
Investor Day?
That was Investor Day 2019? Or...
The Investor Day that we did a reaction to.
Yeah, was that 2019 or 2020?
2020.
Okay. So I was trying to think. I'm like, if I don't know if it was before they announced Shang-Chi, but I think they announced it.
No, they announced Shang-Chi before.
Yeah.
It was that. It's a Comic-Con the year before, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't think they would have did like any of the new characters just yet, just because they're kind of
I had hope. I got
you.
Just because it is, they could have done it. Just because, you know, a lot of people have seen Shang-Chi, enough at least, have seen it to know who she is and everything. So, like, what do you think about the episode? Like, start there. Go for it.
It wasn't my favorite. I don't know. Cause it's really hard to explain. Like, obviously it was like a super like emotional episode, just because of like everything. It's like, you know, Tony's dead again. You know, T'Challa obviously, and just like there's no justice, I feel. So it's just like, I don't know.
Wasn't any justice in a zombie episode.
No, there wasn't. But
there wasn't any justice in Doctor Strange.
It was just like...
Or Peggy.
I'm just kind of trying to, like, break it down in my head.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. You go and try to, like, get my thoughts together.
I mean, I don't want you to be influenced by my opinion, so I just want to hear what you got to say.
I'm not. You know I never am. If I don't like something, I'll straight up say I don't like it, but...
Alright, look, I like the episode. I liked it more. I liked the zombie one, but I liked it more. The zombie one was my favorite one. One of my favorite. I still think my favorite one is overall is the Guardians episode, because that was just a funny episode. But like this one, I think supersedes or surpasses is the right word. Surpasses the last episode, in my opinion. Because I mean, I do feel like I have a bias because of Black Panther, and I love Black Panther, and I love anything Black Panther, and I love anything Wakanda, and I love the movie. I know some people say that they don't like it and they thought it was just an okay movie, but I love Black Panther. Some people say the CGI. Some people have some very interesting hot takes about the film, and you know, about how let me just move this thing. Yeah, how they didn't think it was like impactful enough or whatnot, but oh my god, you're going in on the yawning, dude.
I'm really tired.
Yeah, you're going in on the yawning, dude. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. There's another one.
No.
I liked the episode, bro. The episode was good. I liked it. I always liked the message behind it. I always like what Black Panther means to the culture. and what it means for the culture. So I'm not letting that really affect too much. It's just an added bonus because one, I think the story is good, and I thought the story with this episode was really good because it shows you how interesting Killmonger is as a character and the things he can achieve and the levels he'll go to accomplish his goals.
Yeah.
Because he's very focused on his goals about avenging his father and right and wrong, and basically I guess turning two people on each other, turning the government that he has oppressed him, and the country that has oppressed him, and the country that has forsaken him. So and I always said this, that Killmonger represents the issues that most African Americans and most people in the African diaspora all over the world who come from African descent, how the struggle that we face, like not being accepted by the country that we're living in, and not being accepted by the place that our ancestry is from. So, or like where we come from. So that's always been a debate. That's always been an internal struggle with a lot of people in the African diaspora all over the world. So that's one of the things I liked about Killmonger's character, is because he represents that struggle. He represents that especially me, like somebody like me who is from who is an immigrant who lived and grew up in this country, and growing up in an American society, becoming American, things like that, and not being accepted by Americans, and not being accepted by, I've encountered a lot of people in Africa that won't really consider, like not physically in Africa, but people from Africa who won't consider me, like a real African, or like they might poke fun of the fact that I'm not African and like wouldn't do it, so there's always that, like I said, there's always that debate in the community. There's always that discussion in the community about acceptance and pride and finding who you are, and fighting for your culture, fighting for your history, trying to change history, trying to and like Rhodey made a point that most African Americans that I've seen over the years try to the point that they make is that like you have to become be part of the system to change it. That's some of the perspective that I've encountered. A lot of people who, a lot of people over here have that perspective. And then again, there's people like Killmonger who's like, nah, I don't agree with that. So again, that in itself is another debate. So I feel like for me, and, I can just see some people saying, oh, don't make it political, but it is a political conversation. Everything is. Even everything with Shang-Chi and what that movie meant for the Asian community. Those are conversations that need to be had. So I feel like because of those reasons, is why I love any Killmonger story in the MCU, and why I really like this episode, because it just shows you again some of those things, his passion, his love, his hurt, his internal pain, is because like the thing is he loves Africa, he loves Wakanda, but then again he's also mad. It's like having a parent that that I don't know, that wasn't so nice, that wasn't so good to you, but a part of you still loves them. It's kind of like that, like, so it's just this fight within himself for who he is, what he represents, and everything. So I guess for me, that's why I really liked it. And of course, I like the fighting, and I love anything Wakandan fighting, anything, just love that. I love seeing Angela Bassett go out there in anime form and do her thing. So I don't know. That's just the long version of why I really like the episode, though.
No, I feel like I have to like rewatch this episode when I'm not like exhausted, because I feel like I'll have like a different view on everything. Because I was kind of looking at it as just like like linear, and I don't know. I feel like I'd have a different viewpoint, I guess, because I'm not like thinking deeply about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously a lot of these, like, you don't have to do that, but I feel like for this one specifically, you have to kind of like dive in a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I mean, also the tributes to T'Challa, and like, just I'm not ready for Black Panther 2. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not ready for it.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
know. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do that. How they're gonna end up pulling that off. Because I know there's been alleged leaks of a funeral scene.
And there's also been leaks of like a script being rewritten like 3 times.
Yeah.
So I'll say this: I've met a lot of Black people that watched Black Panther and they thought it was trash. Like, so it may not. I'm not speaking for all Black people. I'm speaking for a good amount of us who share the same opinion. But there's a lot of Black people that I've met or that I've seen online that thought Black Panther was whack. They thought the message was whack. They thought the representation factor was whack. They didn't think they thought that it was an appropriated thing. They thought that it was just like it didn't really. There's some people that really don't like Black Panther and they thought that they don't think that it means anything to the culture and they just think that it's all for show and it's all pop. It's all pop culture. It's all this. It's all.
Well, people are gonna feel the same way about Shang-Chi.
No, people do feel that way about it. So I mean, I've seen some posts online from people in the Asian community that thought that Shang-Chi was whack too. They were like, "Oh no, it's whack. They don't mean nothing to me as a Chinese American. It's not really. It doesn't really represent how I go through." And I get it. Like I understand where y'all coming from, but somebody like me with my particular situation and the things that I went through as a Black person in America that was born in the Caribbean and struggled with his identity as a person for years, and even now, like there are things that like I am like still trying to figure out in my life in terms of where do I belong? Like which community do I really belong to? Because I don't really relate 100% to my Caribbean folks, and then I don't really relate to a lot of Americans either. So it's like I'm always
kind of the weird in between.
I'm like my sister and I share a similar thing, and most immigrant Americans or people who grew up here, or people who have parents from another country and were born here, kind of share the same experience as me, like being in between, like not really feeling like you belong anywhere. So that's something that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis. I have not completely got over that, but I feel like in a way the Black Panther story, especially with Killmonger as a character, his story is a little bit different. His dad is African. He was raised over here. But his experiences are similar to mine in a way in terms of not feeling like you belong anywhere. Right. So that's kind of again that's just why I loved Black Panther, and that's why I loved this episode. And that's just my opinion. I know, like I said, I know there's a lot of other Black folks out there that be like, you don't speak for me, like episode was trash. But that's just what it means to me, as personally. So. But I can respect like everybody's opinions on this. Like, if you don't like it, like I get it, but it doesn't diminish how I feel about it. So
yeah, I get that.
And I understand. Like, I can see why some people may not enjoy it because some people don't like the serious undertones of discussing race and politics and like social economic situations.
The
and
majority
like,
of people.
A lot of people don't like that.
Yeah.
They don't like to face the truth.
Exactly.
They're like, oh man, I like to go to comic books because it takes me away from reality. But to me personally,
there's always a little bit of reality in everything.
Well, yes, of course. And I mean, for me personally, I love fantasy worlds where everything is sort of perfect and there's no discrimination, there's no racism. I love those worlds too because sometimes the escapism is good. But like, I also appreciate when superhero stories are grounded because it makes me feel more connected to it in a way. Like if you look at like Invincible or The Boys or even Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when you look at those stories like those, they're a little bit more grounded on an emotional level. They're a little bit more, the consequences are more serious. Like in The Boys and in the Invincible comic books and stuff, like the consequences are more serious. Like if a superhero moves a little too fast, like when he's carrying somebody away, he might actually end up killing them and things like that. Like, so just little whereas like in some of these shows, like Flash would be picking up mad people, just be moving mad fast without you know what I'm saying? So like there's little things like that. And also like social stuff, like in The Boys, people don't realize that The Boys is actually a show that makes fun of conservative mindsets and like type of oppression, and makes fun of like people who are totalitarian or people who are like racist. Like they don't realize, or misogynist. They don't realize that the whole purpose of that show is to call out those issues in real life and to actually make fun of those situations.
Yeah.
Like, I can't speak too much because you didn't get to season 2 yet or finish season 1, but like stuff with Homelander and other characters that get introduced later on are blatantly racist, and like on a like an evidential level, like you can see like there's evidence, there's receipts that they're trying to show you if this person's racist. They even say certain things that like this character's racist, and the whole point is of the shows like that is to attack that and to shut it down and to call it out. So that's the purpose of the show. So anyway, so I think that's just kind of why I'm gonna stop rambling about it because I go on and on about it, but like that's kind of why I really like this episode. It doesn't get as deep as I would like it to be on a personal level, but it gets deep enough for the MCU. The fact that they're willing to even address certain subjects like racial issues.
They like, I feel like Marvel as a whole is more open to it now.
Yeah.
Because like even with like Falcon and Winter Soldier, you saw that.
Yeah, that was a heavy. That was a heavy factor of the show.
So I mean, I feel
Elijah
like
Bradley and everything.
There's a lot more room to talk about that type of stuff now.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And like, I don't want some people to feel like some people will be like, oh, if you don't like the episode, you're racist. Like, no, that's not.
No,
that's not at all. Like, it just might not be for you. Like, it just might not be your cup of tea. The episode might just not have been entertaining enough for you, and that's completely fine. Like,
it wasn't like a quote unquote fun episode like the Guardians episode.
No, it was not. No.
The zombie episode was a little more upbeat.
Yeah, a little more upbeat. Yeah.
Like this wasn't one of those. So, you might just have like a more upbeat like kind of vibe for your shows. You know, nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean that's completely okay. Like honestly, don't feel like you have to like if you don't like a show or movie, it doesn't mean that you're racist. I've seen comments like that before where they're like, oh, I'm afraid to tell people that I've actually legit seen this comment before, like a couple times from different people. Like they're afraid to say that they don't like Black Panther because people accuse them of being racist. Yeah. I'm like, no. As long as your reason isn't because of race, then I don't really think that you're racist. I mean, like, if you just don't like it because you don't like it or was it entertaining enough, then that's completely valid.
Right. Like, it's not going to be for everybody.
It's not.
Like, there's certain MCU movies that we don't like that other people are like, oh, yeah, it's my favorite movie.
Yep.
But, I mean, you don't see people calling us racist for not liking, like, the first Thor.
Exactly,
like, that's just, you know.
You don't like Viking culture. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, like, gosh.
Yeah, right? Nah, like, because I remember, like, I remember you not really 100% loving Doctor Strange.
No, okay. So
at least at one time I asked you.
The first time I watched Doctor Strange, I wasn't a huge fan of Benedict Cumberbatch. So I'm just like, nah, you know, it's whatever. But I didn't even get to, like, the good stuff in it, so I just kind of, like, turned it off before then. But then when we watched it, you know, I actually was going into it, like, making sure that... Because I fell asleep the first time. Because I wasn't really into, like, the MCU like that. So, the second time, I actually, like, made sure to watch the full way through. And I actually really liked it. But, obviously, it's not, like, my favorite MCU movie. Because, you know, I have my favorites. But that's not... It's...
Captain America. First Avenger, Winter Soldier.
Surprisingly enough, it's not my favorite. Surprisingly enough, not my favorite.
Which one?
As of right now, I'd probably say... What do you think I'm going to say?
What, your favorite movie?
Yeah.
As of right now?
As of right now.
As of today?
Yeah.
Overall?
Yeah.
I
want to see if you can guess.
I don't know. It's kind of hard. I would say... Can I get 2 guesses?
Sure.
Is it Winter Soldier?
No.
Okay, so it's not that one. kind of figured it wouldn't be that one. It might either be I don't know. As of today, Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was also
because of Simu. Because you're in love with him.
It wasn't just because of that.
Well, it's more recent, and so it's
I go
fun
through
and
phase.
funny.
Like honestly, it changes with the flip of a switch.
The lip of a
The
switch.
flip of a switch.
No, mine changes too. I mean, like I
Yeah.
thought I had a top 5, and now I don't. Like,
Yeah, I feel like I have to go through and rewatch all of the MCU movies and just like rate all of them.
Far From Home or Homecoming.
I've only seen both of them like once, so I don't really remember.
I enjoy Homecoming way more than Far From Home, but I don't hate Far From Home.
Yeah.
Just because I felt like he was the most Spider-Man in Homecoming than he was in Far From. But that's, I don't know, just because half the time he spent that time on a trip trying to impress MJ. So
Yeah, little simpy boy.
yeah, I don't know. It's just something about the first one hit different.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't know, something about Homecoming hits different. I don't know, but we can end up in a whole conversation about this whole thing. I don't know. All I can say, Black Panther, I know as of right now it has always been in my top 5. I wouldn't say I would say it's still actually no, it's in my top 3 to be honest.
Yeah, I'd say at least for right now my top 3: Shang-Chi, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I would say for me right now, actually, I would say, and I'm not choosing Endgame and Infinity War just because those are like big movies with everybody in it, and like everyone always chooses those
solo movies.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously Endgame and Infinity War were fantastic. I mean, how could you not like those? Those
they're very fan servicey.
Yeah.
So
if you include those in the list, it would be number 1 or number 2. But I don't think that's fair to the other movies. So I like how Black Widow is not on anyone's list. Anyways,
I did really like Black Widow.
I enjoyed it, but I forgot some of it. Gotta rewatch it. All I remember is all the Elena parts.
Because Elena's my girl, bro.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would say Black Panther right now is still pretty much number 1 for me at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi number 2 as of right now. Just because I saw it again a second time and I just liked it.
We have 2 more Marvel movies this year, so
yeah, exactly. And I know, I 1000% know Eternals is going to replace Shang-Chi for me. That is already.
Yeah.
I already know.
You've been getting really into like the Eternal stuff and
Eternals comics, since I've been reading a lot of those. Like I already know Eternals is going to replace. Like trust me, y'all. I'm saying it first. Everybody right now is sleeping on the Eternals. Who, if you don't read the comic books, and I understand it, because like before I read the comic books, I was like, I don't know what these guys are all about. Like, what are they gonna do? They fight monsters? Like, I read the comic book, I'm like, okay, and I rewatch the trailer. Every time I discover something new in the comics, I'll go back and rewatch the trailer. I'm like, okay, like I'm ready. I am ready for this. It's game changing. Y'all don't understand. I'm saying it today. I'm saying it right now. The Eternals will be like everyone's favorite next group. I'm telling you right now. I'm saying it today. Y'all gonna see November. And then I feel like I'm everybody. I feel like once No Way Home comes out, because we already know Andrew Garfield's in the movie. We already know Tobey Maguire's in the movie. So once No Way Home comes out, that's gonna be everybody's favorite Spider-Man film. I'm already telling you that right now.
I really have to watch those before December. I'm getting through all of them. I might have to upload like 2 of them a week.
You do. You have to get through them. Nah, but just to wrap the video, Black Panther, Shang-Chi, and I would say 3rd right now, and this might blow your mind a little bit, but Guardians of the Galaxy.
That doesn't blow my mind.
Because I just love the soundtrack. I love the song choices.
The first or second one?
I love them both, but I would say the first one over the second one. But then again, I loved certain parts of the second one
because I know you
more than the first one.
I know you go back and forth with it because we have like discussions about that. It's like some days it's the second one over the first one, and
it really all
it goes back and
depends.
forth.
You know what? I don't know, because like I feel like this. I love a lot of it has to do with the music, to be honest.
No, I know it does.
Because for me personally, because like the second one, I love the soundtrack and the list of songs on the second volume than the first volume.
Yeah, that's the difference between us. I prefer the first one.
But I like the first one too, though.
No, I know.
I go back to it all the time. But like the one scene that every time, because My Sweet Lord by George Harrison, all right, has been one of my favorite songs even before this movie came out. So whenever that song plays and Ego takes him to his planet, and it's just that scene, I always get chills. So for me, I think it's that scene that always like gets me. But overall, as a movie, I would say Volume 1 of Guardians is A1. Like it's has so much rewatchable moments. Because after they got to the Ego's planet, things started to slow down a bit. It was like, and then they gave him all these OP powers, and I thought Star-Lord was gonna be crazy going forward, and then they just took it away. So I was like, damn.
Yeah, but
I would love to see him turn to Pac-Mans and fighting people, and that would have came in handy in the game.
It would have, but I mean, you're here now, so.
Anyway, yeah, you ready to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people didn't even watch this, but if you did, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Because I know some people, I don't feel like me personally, if I'm watching these types of videos, I just let it play in the background while I do stuff.
Yeah, no, we kind of got off topic, so.
That's what they're here for. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We're here to. It's not off topic. It's all Marvel.
It is.
It's all Marvel based, so it's just keeping the conversation going. It's us, the fans, that keep the conversation and the hype going. Because if we don't have these conversations, if we don't talk about the good, the bad, the in between, the amazing moments, the so-so moments, if we don't talk about those, then we're never really going to like keep this ball rolling. So we got to talk about it. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I appreciate you clicking on it. Don't forget to check out Chan's channel down below. And yeah, with that, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Clock